Okay, so I've been asked several times for creation of thumbnails. People have questions on thumbnail generation. So what we're doing, thumbnails are basically about putting down the ideas. So say we have a, let's see here, it would help to actually use a brush here. Okay, so say we have a company, we'll go called Pirates. All right, Inc. All right, and they want a new flag generation. So what a thumbnail is pretty much just a generation of. A thumbnail is nothing more than a generation of ideas. So if you want they want a new logo for their flag. So you start out with the typical, skull and crossbones, and you and this is basically a thumbnail. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be anything special. But we're taking um, just this different idea of each pattern, and let's do this one for swords. And this is pretty much just the idea of generations. You're taking an idea and you're coming up with different concepts, and that's what the thumbnail generation is. You can do the eye patch on one of them. So and that's really what this is mostly about, is just getting your ideas down on paper so you can show a client, and say, okay, this is the idea that I'm working on. And generally you want to do anywhere between 20, 30 type of generations. Get your ideas down on paper, get them in a solid format, and it doesn't have to be anything more than this is my idea generation. And this is the whole concept behind thumbnails. So and let's see here. So something like, and we'll just put a blade in his skull like that, and that's your idea. So and thumbnails. This is a design process right here. But say we're doing something along the ideas of an illustration or something like that. You can do mock-ups then and say, okay, this is my stick figure, and I don't know, we got a wizard here, and this is the idea generation, and your concepting of and make the Lion King here, something like this, and it's just the idea to get down your principles of your idea, and you change out your generation of, and this, you change out your idea, so maybe it's something like this instead, and and you're coming up with composition ideas, and you pick ones that you like, ones that you don't like, and you just go from there. It's just a rough idea of this is what I'm going to portray. And it's just it gives you the idea of composition. It gives you an idea of and they're nothing spectacular. It's just your ideas down on paper, because then you can take and say, okay, hey, I like this, or hey, I like this element, and design something for that element. I mean, especially if you're doing illustration, the poses and stuff like that. Something like this. And that's pretty much what thumbnail generation is. I hope that helps.